welcome into the DNVR Rockies Podcast, post-parade edition. Not our parade, but thanks for joining us. I'm Suzie Hunter, joined by Spencer Smith. We have such a fun show for you today because we haven't had a Rockies podcast in a couple of days, so we have a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about. Suzie actually showed up for work the other day and had nothing, and realized she had nothing to do, and then just went home.
I showed up on Wednesday thinking like we had a show, was ready for a show. There was no show.
There was no show.
There was no show.
You packaged all that up and brought it to today.
I have all that energy. Obviously, yeah, I have so much that I've been dying to talk about. And also, I feel like a lot has happened in the past couple of days. We finished up a Boston series. We started a new Atlanta series. All of this to varying degrees of success. But also, a bunch of transactions, too. Just, the boys have been busy.
Yeah, they've guys going up, guys going down.
Yeah.
Guys playing well. Certain guys playing very well.
Some guys playing well. Some guys who normally play well, not playing well. A lot to get into. But first, did you have fun at the parade yesterday?
I did. I did.
Are you?
Yeah, it's been quite the 3 or 4 days since Monday. But now I have that semi post-event depression where it's
your adrenaline crashing.
Yeah, I was so excited for Monday and them to play, and then they won, and then that excitement was all right. That was all bottled up, saved for the parade yesterday. And now it's it's over.
You guys got out there so early. You guys started at 5 a.m.
It was, still dark when we took our first shot. So it was quite the day.
Took 0 shots.
It was, But
I feel great today.
I actually, what the best part about drinking that early is you get to stop by, I stopped by noon. So I feel solid.
So
today.
responsible of you.
I was asleep before. I was awake when it was dark, and I was asleep before it was dark yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
The things the Nuggets do to you.
It was incredible.
Good thing Kylie hasn't had her baby yet.
I know.
The baby that you guys are having together.
I was very worried that it was going to happen right in the middle of the parade, but it didn't. So we're clear.
Oh my! Any day now.
We're ready for takeoff now.
Oh my gosh.
I've gotten all the other things out of the way.
You know what? That kid, he can read the room.
He can.
He can read the room.
I'm going to give him a high five right when he comes out.
I kind of hope you do. You will.
For reading the room and giving us the time.
All right, here. We're going to actually get into our show because, that's what we're here for. We're going to recap the past couple of games in Boston and Atlanta. We're going to get into some Rockies news, 5 baseball headlines you need to know. We're going to look at the best moments of this week. And we're going to preview the rest of this series in Atlanta. We got 3 games left there. But first, let's talk about Tuesday's game in Boston. That was a win, another extra innings win. I cannot believe the Rockies went from having no extra inning games to 2 days in a row of extra innings games.
The whole Boston series was just a mess.
It was
rain
so
delays
messy.
and extra innings, and but ended up well. A little 7-6 win.
Yeah.
The Brenton Doyle throw, incredible. And then they showed the graphic. 3 of the top 5 fastest throws from the outfield this year are Brenton Doyle.
The arm on that kid, he has just been so electric.
I honestly, I'm sure we'll get into it at some point, but watching all of these kids play is making this season extremely worth it.
Yeah.
And ironically, we talked about it probably the beginning of the season, early in the season, the Rockies had to be forced into this, and now that they are, they weren't the ones that were going to say, okay, we're not going to play CJ Cron, we're not going to play Randall Grichuk, but injuries forced these kids to play. Mm-hmm. And look what happened.
Look what God did. Look what God did.
Exactly. They couldn't make that decision for themselves, so somebody made it. Somebody, a higher power, made it for them. Mm-hmm. And now these, Brenton Doyle's playing. Coco Montes came up, and he's playing. Tovar's playing every day. Mm-hmm. McMahon's playing. It's just a matter of getting these guys on the field, and that's what makes this season, quote unquote, successful.
Some are calling it watchable.
Absolutely.
Many are saying.
Absolutely watchable.
But yeah, 7-6 win, 10 innings. Brenton Doyle had an RBI double and that insane catch. Thomas Harding pointed out that was the second fastest outfield assist in Major League Baseball this season.
99.2 miles per hour, I believe. Only beaten by Fernando Tatis.
That's good company to be in.
I mean, it was an absolute, when you thinking about throwing a pitcher throwing a ball 100 miles an hour is incredible, and then that's 60 feet 6 inches.
Yeah,
they're throwing it 100 miles an hour for probably 200 feet ish, 250 feet even.
Oh, let's get him in and let's get him in the bullpen.
Yeah,
we need it.
Yes, that would be helpful.
Speaking of the bullpen, Pierce Johnson on Tuesday returned as closer after being pulled from that role last week, and he got the save.
Is that a permanent thing, or is that because it was extra innings?
I think the extra innings probably influenced that.
I don't want to hate on Pierce Johnson.
No, I don't, because he's had so many great moments, and then like he's had some really rough moments recently, but he said that Pierce was not going to be closing for the time being. But then you know what? He came in anyway.
Got the save.
So I'm like, okay, you did what you needed to do.
Yeah, he can probably feel better about after his last recent appearances on that. Mm-hmm. Getting a save and, just getting a little bit of confidence. And that's one of the things that I think the bullpen needs. And you kind of have to self-create confidence by pitching well. Mm-hmm. But it's a vicious cycle if you don't pitch well and then don't have confidence.
It's
and then
a catch-22.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you just pitch well, then you have confidence. But sometimes you're not pitching well, but have to fake that confidence. And I don't think Pierce had it for a while, but it's definitely getting a save in Boston at Fenway, I think, was a big deal.
That's got to be huge for him. Yeah. Let's talk about Wednesday's game in Boston. That was the one game in Boston that the Rockies did not win. It was Gomber versus righty Garrett Whitlock. There's so many Red Sox that I'm just like, who are these guys?
Yeah, the Red
so many
Sox used to be a team where it's like every guy was real. You're like, oh, this guy. Now they've got the guy that I still can't stand from his days as a Dodger. Now the name is just.
Are you talking about Justin Turner?
Well, no, Justin Turner is whatever, but
Justin Turner is my cousin Sophia's favorite player, by the way.
Okay,
I have family in town, you guys. My cousin Sophia's gonna be watching the show live.
I have no problem with Justin Turner. It's Verdugo that I do not like. I'm not a fan of that guy.
I had him on my fantasy team one year, and he was real good for me.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Every Dodger usually is a solid pick in fantasy.
But yeah, Wednesday's game, a 6-3 loss in under 9 innings.
Finally.
What a relief. But of course, the game started late.
I was gonna say from original game time start to finish, probably one of if not the longest game of the series.
Rough.
Austin Gomber looked really good though.
Austin Gomber looked good, and like his past couple of starts, he did not look as good, did not look as sharp, but Austin Gomber was fine. I was like, okay, yes, you do you.
Yeah, one thing that was crazy in watching that game is he hasn't thrown over 89 pitches since last June. So I don't know if that's if they're like trying to keep his pitch count low for a reason, or if it's just because he hasn't pitched well enough to get to 89 pitches generally.
I think it might be the latter. I think or when he gets to around that point, the wheels kind of come off.
Right. Yeah. And he was solid for 6 strong. Of course, he gets the loss because of still one of my least favorite things in baseball. I know maybe they just start giving a half an earned run to the pitcher that allows the run, and then half an earned run to the pitcher that got the guy on base. Did I just create something incredible?
I think you just created a new stat.
I had to. Like, why have we not been doing that?
Oh my gosh, that's genius.
Because like, if you see some bum come out of the bull, I'm not saying that this is the case.
This is hypothetical.
This is completely hypothetical.
We obviously do not think anyone in the Rockies bullpen is a bum.
No, absolutely
They work
not.
so hard.
But if you're a starting pitcher and you throw 6 solid innings and you're tired and you walk a guy in the 7th and then you're up 2-1 hypothetically and then there's 2 guys on and they both end up scoring and you lose that game, I don't think that's completely fair to your ERA or your win-loss record, which a lot of people don't care about, and I get that, but I'm still like, did you win or did you lose?
It's still a stat that's listed with everything else, your wins, your losses. But yeah, it's kind of it's a stat that a lot of people are not a fan of these days.
No.
Manny Rendawa of MLB.com always says, like, kill the win.
Yeah.
We don't need the stat anymore.
Yeah.
It means nothing.
I don't know. I would push back on that just from the standpoint of like, to me, a pitcher, the really good pitchers, yes, like ERA is a determining factor of how good you are as a pitcher. Obviously, that's why they have it.
Yeah.
But like, and this goes way back in the archives. A guy like Josh Fogg, for instance, Rocky in 07, won game 163. He wasn't great. You just have to be good enough each night. If a guy allows 5 runs but you score 6, you were good enough. If your team's scoring 1 run over 8 innings, you have to allow 0.
Yeah.
And that's a win. And that's like I personally, like, the whole idea
Yeah.
of sports is played on wins and losses. So somebody's got to have those stats.
Someone's got to have them, but yeah, it all lands on the pitcher sometimes. It's a little too much. Let's talk about Thursday's game in Atlanta. Also, okay, let's point out the Rockies came in. They had to fly out of Boston after that rain delay game.
So they probably didn't get out till 1 in the morning.
I mean, I was looking at everyone's like Instagram stories and stuff. Like they were like getting on the plane at 1:30.
Jesus.
And like that's still a 2.5 hour flight.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like a super quick flight.
No, it's not like they were going to New York or something.
Yeah, it's not like a 45-minute thing. So yeah, I'm assuming they were a little tired. Maybe Kyle Freeland was a little frustrated that he was missing the parade. But yeah, Kyle Freeland did not have a great time in Atlanta. Did not have a great start. 4 1/3 innings pitched, which is that's crazy for him. 9 hits, 7 runs, all earned. He was so angry after that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he did that against, the Oakland Athletics.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair.
You look at that lineup of the Braves and you're like, whoa, I wouldn't want to deal with that either.
Yeah, no, that's a team that can hit. And he even acknowledged that too. Like, they're the dudes who are going to point out, or they're not point out, they will, he said expose. They're going to expose your bad pitches. He said that on AT&T Sportsnet last night. They will expose any mistake you make on the mound.
Yeah, and I think Kyle's obviously the ultimate competitor, and there was that horrible 6-game losing streak last week. They got off of that Sunday, then won 3 in a row, and then so you don't want yes, we know that this is probably not a playoff level season, judging by where they're at right now, but you don't want to continue those losing streaks, and I feel like Kyle's one of those guys that's feels like he's at this point, especially with Marquez, out for the rest of the year. He's that stopper. So you don't want it to snowball. Like you're going to lose games. I think there was a Diamondback I saw yesterday quoted he said basically, I don't give a shit if we lost 1 game or 3 games in a row. He's like, everybody's going to lose 3 games in a row. But if the Rockies make that a habit, then it's going to be rough. Like you got to stop those losing streaks at 1 or 2. But against the Braves, it's really not the most ideal situation.
It's not ideal, but it's like, what are you going to do, man? Like, the Braves are so good right now. Yeah,
they just all around a well-built baseball team.
Just a really well-built baseball team. You know who was fantastic yesterday, though? Elias Diaz, home run in the 2nd inning to give the Rockies their only lead of the night. But then further on, the second half, the bottom half of that 2nd inning was where everything kind of fell apart.
All 4 wheels completely off.
All 4 wheels totally off. The Braves actually generated some runs, played some small ball. Kevin Pillar hit a double to score 2, and then Ozzie Albies doubled to score 3 more. So all of a sudden, 5-1 Atlanta. Final score was 8-3, so a lot happened in between. But Ezekiel Tovar had a home run in the 4th. Look at these productive children.
A little power in his bat lately.
Yeah,
you love to see that.
He's getting it. I feel like it's really starting to click now that we're seeing more and more home runs from him.
Yeah, and what's cool about Tovar is you have those moments with a younger player like him that has all this talent where you have to kind of decide as a manager, an organization, do we give him a few days off? Do we let him not try to get into a rut and not or you can let him try to work through it. And if the true cream of the crop players will end up working through that. And I think that's what we're seeing right now with Tovar. He was solid to start the year and then went through is this guy an MLB? We know he's an MLB player, but we thought that. Is this guy an MLB player? Is he actually going to be the guy that we hope he is? And now he's back kind of trending upward, which is good to see.
We love to see Tovar trending upward. Brenton Doyle also has another stolen base from last night. That's 10 on the season. And he's only been here since the end of April.
The Rockies are fast again, or at least Brenton Doyle's fast. He throws it fast. He runs fast. He has also these... I know that he ran the he's the second fastest player in the MLB right now. 29.9 feet per second he was clocked.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
That's not possible. That does not sound physically possible.
It doesn't seem physically possible, but yeah, I saw that that was on the broadcast the other night.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he's just a 5-tool player.
He really is. We're so blessed.
I have a man crush on him big time.
How could you not?
He's my new Nolan Arenado, unfortunately. Don't like to say
Nolan who?
that name.
The only Nolan we know is Nolan
Jones, who is right behind Brenton Doyle in my man crush list.
Oh my gosh. Nolan Jones is a Philly guy, by the way.
Oh, well, I'm not as in on him anymore. No, just kidding. I love him. He did make a unfortunate play in that Red Sox series. That could have changed that last game, but
He did.
we'll forgive him for that.
He also got kind of hurt.
On that play?
Yeah, like he are you talking about the play where he like hit the outfield wall?
No, it was the play where he was coming in and it was like a tie game at that point.
Oh,
he was coming in, missed the ball, then it went all the way to the wall, ended up being the like backbreaker of that game.
Fenway's such a weird park.
It is. It's one of the few parks. I know you've been to all of them, but it's one of the few non-Coors Field parks I have been to.
Oh, okay.
So I think I have like 4 on my list.
You got to get some more on there.
I know.
You got to get somewhere on there. All right, we're going to get into some Rockies news in just a second. But first, we got to talk about our friends at Kind Love. They are so excited to be the official partner of DNVR. And also they're a local brand, just like us. We love our Kind Love cannabis. And we always get a consistent, great experience when we are using Kind Love. They have integrity, consistency, variety, and safety. That's what they're all about. They're one of the first dispensaries in Colorado. They've been around since 2010, which actually is a long time ago.
It is.
It wasn't 5 years ago.
Like when you say 2010, you're like, and then you're like, oh my God, 13 years ago.
But they are known for cultivating some of the highest quality cannabis in the state, authentic genetics, patient grow techniques, and one of the highest quality brands in Colorado. And fully integrated seed to sale. They are breeding their own genetics, and they have they have a control grow process. But they're also launching they've already launched it, a game-changing new product called the Turbo Core. It is a 100 milligram stick that looks like a toothpick that you can put inside of whatever you roll up. You can put in a joint, a blunt, a cigarette. This is hilarious that I'm doing this ad read with my family here.
Very Colorado.
Oh, it's very Colorado. Like, hi, welcome, guys. These are our ad reads. These are our sponsors. The Turbo Core, you can put it inside of a joint, a blunt, a cigarette, and instantly infuse it. But they also sell pre-rolls with that turbo joint technology. So if you're looking for a good time, Kind Love is going to help you out. So visit one of their stores, either in Cherry Creek or North Denver. Mention DNVR, and you will get 25% off all Kind Love flower, pre-rolls, and their turbo joint line. So head to their website, kindlove.com, to look at their menu before you head in. But mention DNVR when you go, 25% off. What an incredible deal. Also, I think this is the best deal that we have in our whole company, the Shady Rays deal.
Incredible.
The code DNVR for buy one, get one.
I forgot my Shady Rays on this pod, but I did my own pod the other day with sunglasses on. I was very hungover.
Was it the Tuesday show?
It was, yes.
everyone's flu game?
Yeah, I had a flu game show, and I did the whole podcast with my sunglasses on, and now I will never not do my own podcast without sunglasses on.
Oh my gosh.
And they were Shady Rays,
That's
of course.
the good thing about Shady Rays. They... Listen, and this is what I would like to say about them. Take on the sun with gear that's built to last, or take on your hangover with gear that's built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for warm weather, and they've got premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that is just as good as any expensive pair I've worn. They are just as good as any designer out there. Durable frames, clear optics, perfect for looking good, but also they're going to hold up during all of your outdoor adventures. And plus, they have the most insane protection plan in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by their lost and broken replacements. So if you lose or break your pair, like me, no questions asked, they will send you a brand new pair so you can wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase. So you can shop their entire collection at their brand new location. Their newest location is the Park Meadows Mall. So you can try them on, and maybe if buying them online isn't your deal, but whatever you're doing, This is a deal that's exclusive to our listeners. Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR, and you're getting half off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. So try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by more than 250,000 people. How's that sound?
Sounds like a winner.
It sounds like a winner.
I took my Gucci sunglasses, threw them in the trash, all Shady Rays now.
Good. Gucci sucks. Okay, we had a lot of transactions happen on Thursday. The Rockies recently had acquired Jorge Alfaro, a catcher. Called him up yesterday.
Philly, right? Former
Philly. He went over to Philly in the trade that had Cole Hamels leaving Philly.
Oh, okay.
I know. So it was very difficult for me to see that name. Because, like, Cole Hamels is my dude.
Yeah, Cole Hamels was
my dude.
A guy that I used to love watching. Was it the Cole Hamels Cliff Lee tandem was so nasty.
Oh my gosh. I loved those days. The good old days in Philly. Before Sophia was born? Or just after Sophia was born?
That was like 07, 09.
Yeah. So when you were a baby, Sophia, the Phillies were great. So yeah, they called up Jorge Alfaro. He was in the game yesterday, not as catcher, but as DH. So it was good to see him. Hopefully he does more. He's got flow. Have you seen the flow?
No, I haven't.
He's got flow that rivals Justin Lawrence.
I was just going to say, on a scale of 1 to Justin Lawrence, how good is his flow?
He might have better flow than Justin Lawrence.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, because, so he's got dark hair, but it's like highlighted a little bit. I'm like, is that from the sun? Or do you have a hairdress? Like, it's good.
I'm seeing him as a Padre. Oh, yeah, that's really good.
I wish I had incredible that kind of flow.
I wish my hair was that curly.
Oh, my God. Why didn't I give Kale a picture? If I'm going to talk about the flow. Is this my first time hosting a show? Is this my first time? Who am I looking at? Jorge Alfaro. But yeah, with that, they optioned Brian Servin back to AAA, and Blair Calvo designated for assignment. Yeah.
Did they have 3 catchers on the roster?
They did, yeah. Well, because they didn't put Diaz on the IL when he got hit in the mask. So they were just like, let's feel it out. Let's see if he's okay for a couple of days. So they had Brian Servin up just in case. And then, of course, we have Austin Wynns, too.
Yeah. Can I say something mean about Austin Wynns?
Is it that he looks like the crying filter?
Yes. He's just not a good face. Just not a good face.
He just always looks really upset, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw. But
he's the nicest dude.
No, I got a close-up of him the other day in the Red Sox game when he came in, and I was just like, whoa, dude, what? Like, he does. And now that you say the crying filter, that is absolutely perfect. We need to do a side-by-side. Maybe we'll do a side-by-side of me with the crying filter and Austin Wynns, and I bet it's pretty close.
Actually, I think there's a post on the DNVR Rockies account of someone using the crying filter and Austin Wynns.
Oh, that's amazing.
I will find it. Hold on. But do we have those pictures of Alfaro? I already brought it up. You did bring it up. Okay. Well, then never mind. The viewer saw it, and you saw it.
Yeah.
Then we're good. We're good.
I got the flow.
Kayla, you don't have to do anything else. We're good. Got that flow. Oh my God, he does.
Yeah, that's so good.
And you know what? I don't know. I think his headshot. Pull up his headshot, please. I think his headshot has just the most effortless waves. Look at the highlights.
Yeah,
did he get that done, or is that the sun?
That's a couple of C's thick in his hair too. Yeah. It's so good.
It's so good. I'm excited to meet him when the Rockies eventually get back to Colorado in still another week.
In July.
Yeah, this is the longest road trip. What was I looking for? I can't look for stuff. I'm hosting a show right now.
The crying face.
The crying face. We'll circle back. We'll save it for the end of the show. So prospect Ryan Rollison had a cortisone shot the other day. So he missed all of last season after a shoulder surgery in his left shoulder, his throwing shoulder. And then he had a start in Albuquerque on June 2nd, and he left in the second inning. He was 19 pitches into that outing, and they took him out. So that obviously waves, a big red flag of concern for a lot of people. But he got a cortisone shot on Wednesday. He'll get a couple of days of rest, and then he'll get back to working towards starting again. So this is this is just a dude that the Rockies thought would already be up in the majors at this point. So, he's someone we got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we'll keep tabs on him. Hopefully the cortisone shot helps.
I hope so too. Who is trending in the right direction? Your dude, Brenton Rodgers.
Yes, that is good to hear. That is so good to hear. I mean, he was like the key cog going into the season of like, all right, can he build on what he did last season? And then what, we talked about earlier, just everyone gets hurt.
I know.
You get an injury and you get an injury.
You get an injury and you get an injury.
But good to see he's swinging a bat a little bit. That's
swinging an actual bat, not just a fungo bat, but he's swinging an actual bat. So that's one step closer to swinging a bat and hitting a ball.
Yes,
it's baby steps. It is literally baby steps.
That it's better than not hearing about anything from him.
Exactly. But yeah, he's really hoping to get back as soon as possible. So yeah, wishing him the best. And Tolley has been pretty good in AAA. He had back-to-back homers earlier this week, and the Isotopes were up in Tacoma, and he is from pretty close to Tacoma, so it was kind of like a homecoming game for him. So I'm sure he's bummed that he can't be in the majors right now, but he got to play pretty close to home.
Yeah, I think that's got to be always special for players when they get to do that.
Yeah,
and get to have family there, and like your show right now.
Yeah,
you have family on the show.
I love having family here.
Special show.
Yeah. Are you guys enjoying it? Yes, she said yes. And Cole Tucker, who's coming back from a pretty recent injury. He's been down for most of the season, down in AAA. But he's been getting on base a lot. 431 on base percentage. Not too much power yet, but he did have a home run on Wednesday night. That's only his second home run of the season, but he's only had 54 at-bats. But still, we'd like a little more power from him.
Yeah.
Let's hope he's unlocked the homers.
Yeah, it's just those things seem to come in waves, and now he knows he's hit a few home runs. He's got the feel of it. But honestly, I'd love to see him hit 50 home runs, of course. But I think shortstop is one of those positions where, yes, you have a few outliers of guys that go yard, and now everybody tries to go yard, and in the MLB in general. But play good defense, hit 250, 260, and I'm pretty comfortable with him at shortstop.
Yeah. I would love to see Cole Tucker up here at some point.
The what's his Jennifer Hudgens?
Vanessa Hudgens. A very famous woman, is his fiance. It's the most exciting thing to ever happen to me.
That means she gets to come to games.
Yeah.
I still called up.
I still don't know if she's been to any Isotopes games, but when he was a minor leaguer last season, she was going to all kinds of random places to watch him play.
That's amazing.
I love that.
Just rocking it.
She's such a supportive wag. We love to see it.
What is a...
Oh, a wag. Okay, so that's like a baseball term. It's wives and girlfriends.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it's such a lifestyle, because these guys are playing every day.
It's quite the season.
Yeah.
Every single day. No weekends off other than the All-Star game for 6 months, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, the girlies have a thing that they call themselves.
I like that, wag.
Because they go through it all together. We're going to get into some baseball headlines in just a second. But first, we have to talk about Foco. They are our favorite manufacturer of sports and entertainment merchandise. They have a product line that has apparel, accessories, toys, collectibles, novelty items, and of course, our favorite bobbleheads on the planet. They have the best officially licensed gear for all sports, all fandoms. Listen, it's baseball season. They've got Hawaiian shirts. They have that straw hat that I keep stealing from the studio and wearing to games. They have polos. They have bags. They have everything you need for game day. And of course, they are so kind to have donated so many great set decorations for us to make our podcast cave look as cool as possible. So yeah, Foco always has our back for Colorado sports. They have yours too. You can get the best gear around by using the link in our description. And use promo code DNVR for 10% off all non-presale items.
They've got some new championship items, I saw.
Oh,
I saw some bobbleheads, a bunch of different options, Jokic bobbleheads.
Bobbleheads.
Yeah, there was some really cool. Foco is awesome. They do.
We have our
great straw Rockies hat. I love it.
It's my favorite thing ever.
I know.
I've literally stolen it from the studio so many times. I did bring it back, but I don't know where it went. I saw Vogt walking around wearing one of the straw hats yesterday. He was a vibe.
That man was, yeah. I don't know. I couldn't have done what he did.
No comment.
No, that was incredible. I was asleep by 4 p.m. So
he was. I don't think he's slept since Monday.
No.
No.
Yeah, he's just on a absolute bender of winning right now.
Hopefully he doesn't get hurt, but if he does get hurt, he should call Backus and Shanker. Backus and Shanker.
Hopefully the unfortunate cop that got ran over by hopefully he's got Backus and Shanker in his pocket.
Do we know how he's doing?
He's in critical condition last time I heard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a crazy situation.
Oh my, that's awful. But listen, when you get hurt, Backus and Shanker, they are here to help because Backus and Shanker wins for Colorado families. They have been helping those who are seriously injured in Colorado for more than 25 years. It is free until they win money in your case. There is no upfront fee to speak with someone about your case. No fee while they work on it. There's no fee unless they win money for you. And they've done it a lot because Backus and Shanker has won more than $1 billion for their clients. And they've got locations all over Colorado, including Denver, Aurora, Englewood, and Fort Collins. And they've got the strength and power to win, too, because they have more than 30 lawyers and more than 100 staff. So the bottom line, Backus and Shanker will help with all kinds of injury cases when you were not at fault. So car accidents, motorcycle accidents, ride shares, pedestrians, all kinds of injury cases. They have your back. Just call them. You know the number. It's 222-2222. All two lows. Find out if you have a case for free because Backus and Shanker wins. Backus and Shanker.
All they do is win, 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 no matter what.
No matter what. We also have some comments. I'm sorry I've been ignoring everyone. Oh my gosh, Amanda's in here. Hello, Amanda. Glad to see you're alive. Glad to see everyone's alive after the past couple of days. Cap-wise, thoughts on Suter and Grichuk being dealt at the trade deadline. Saw an article with those two in places. Okay.
I read that exact same article today.
Okay. Who was that article?
The Score.
Oh, The Score. Okay. I did not see that article, but like those are definitely dudes that I feel like we all talk about a lot. Like those are definitely guys that you could deal at the trade deadline.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of those things when you talk about guys you want to be traded. It's not that we don't want to see Suter around or don't. Suter is like, for me, I'd rather kind of keep him. I know it's kind of like people think it's a waste or, you know, whatever. I'm not in that that mindset, but I do think Grichuk is a perfect guy to trade.
Yeah.
Let Nojo, let, you know, Brenton Doyle, let maybe Cole Tucker, you know, whoever it is, let them play. But the bullpen is already kind of in general struggling a little bit. So I don't want to see, you know, I feel like bullpen arms, bringing them up at the end of the year and like you still want to win games. You still want to gain a little confidence. And like, if your bullpen's losing you every single game, then your entire team's confidence is just like slowly trending down.
Yeah.
You can win games and like you can lose games and feel good about it most of the time or sometimes, and then you can win games and feel good about it. But like when you like the other night when the Rockies were looking for the sweep of the Red Sox and it was 2-1, you're like, just close this out, get the sweep, feel good. Those losses hurt worse than like, oh, it's 5-0 in the first inning, cool. Chalk it up as an L. You know, every team wins 60 and loses 60 for the whole. You know, it's what you do in the other 40. But the just the overall idea of like getting rid of Suter, it's like he's on. I guess if you can get something for him, I don't know. I just don't have that much faith in what they can get for him.
I don't know. I think you could get a lot for Suter because he's been so good. Honestly, like maybe it's best case scenario because he is probably so fatigued from how much work he's put in on this bullpen. So he'll get traded. We'll get something really good back. He'll be so tired that he won't be as good for whoever he goes to.
I don't mind that.
Could the Rockies be pulling like a quick grift on some of these teams?
Like, and even to touch on Suter and, you know, Suter, Grichuk, I wouldn't mind CJ Crone. Like it is sad, but like there's some guys that they should have traded last deadline or the deadline before or whatever. Like let's now that they've been forced into playing the younger players, let's just send it the whole way. Just let them all play.
You can't even get anything for Crone right now because he's hurt.
Right.
Like you can't do anything with him now. Yeah, we should have traded him last year.
When is the trade deadline?
August.
Okay. So
we've got some weeks. It's a couple weeks after the All-Star break.
Okay, so we've got a little time.
We've got a little bit of time.
But let's hope that this is the year they finally don't hold on to those guys that we all think, that they shouldn't.
I mean, I'll never forget last year and how the Rockies were the only team in Major League Baseball who did nothing at the trade deadline.
Yeah, that makes it worse. On the surface and visibly. It just looks bad.
Yeah. It's a bad look. Yeah. It's a bad look. Let's get into some baseball headlines. Because we got to wrap this show up kind of soon, actually. Jeff Passan, in a scathing new tweet, says the Cardinals are ass.
I saw a very pissed off Nolan Arenado interview the other day.
He's not happy these days.
No, you hate to see it.
Oh, well.
You just hate to see
did the
Rockies, Cardinals sucking.
Did the Rockies win the trade? Okay, here's the Jeff Passan tweet. So in part, he says, no team comes close to the St. Louis Cardinals in terms of downright disappointment. They are a disaster. And this is Jeff Passan saying this. Whew, he's not a hot takes guy. No. He's just a facts guy.
Mm-hmm.
So just unfortunately, too bad, so sad, Rockies won the trade.
Well, I think the funniest part about Nolan is he knows he's a Hall of Famer. Obviously, he will be. But when he made the comment of without fully saying it, can we win with these guys? That remains to be seen. Basically calling out, whoever. I don't know if their pitching's been really bad, or I don't know if just everybody else in the lineup has, because he started out the year on fire.
Yeah.
I think at one point he hit a home run in 6 straight games. So, he's had a decent year, but I don't know if he's basically just trying to call out, just call out the rest of his team right on an interview. But he is
mad.
I have quite a few friends that are Cardinals fans, and they kind of just rubbed it in when they got him for still one of the worst trades in professional sports history.
Is it one of the worst trades, or is it the worst trade?
On the surface, for what I know about sports, it's the worst trade I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I gotta imagine there's some out there that rival it, but paying a team to take your best player is and when you don't pay your own players, is a rough look. It's another rough look.
It's another rough. Speaking of rough looks, the A's had their reverse boycott on Tuesday. They had sell the team chants going. Their sell the team chants were so loud that the pitcher actually thought his earpiece was broken. He thought his pitch comm was broken because they're not used to things being that loud at that stadium.
No, they're used to it's like a high school stadium, 400 to 800 people. I love this for the Oakland A's, though. I love it for the fans, and it's hey, no, we care.
Yeah.
But change something. This could be something we see in this city.
You know what? I wonder what it would take for something like this to happen. But yeah, this is a fan base that is so frustrated. They're not going down without a fight. I don't think they're going to win this fight, but they're going to fight.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe if there's new ownership. Personally, I don't think we'll ever lose any of our teams, and I know that's got to hurt. Mm-hmm. But hypothetically, if the Rockies move to Vegas, I would still be a Rockies fan.
You would?
I wouldn't be I'm out on them, I'm finding a new team. Still the same players, still the same organization, just has a different, I can't go to any games, or it's a harder and more expensive to go to games. Mm-hmm. But me as a fan of a team, I don't think I'd lose that fandom.
Interesting.
Personally.
I think I think what if the Philadelphia Eagles move to another? They would never. But what if they did? I'd be no, y'all are dead to me.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe I'll preface that with, if another team came to Colorado, then that would become my team. Mm-hmm. But if there was no team here, and the Rockies were the Las Vegas Rockies, which wouldn't make a ton of sense, but
sounds terrible.
I would still be I would be a fan.
Yeah, and that's so big of you.
I just like my guys. I like my teams.
Is Craig Kimbrell one of your guys?
Homer. Craig Kimbrell, his
weird thing.
Well, his arm,
it's goose arms.
Yeah, I don't know what. Craig Kimbrell is He was one of my guys until he became a Dodger.
Yeah.
And he's not one of my guys anymore.
Craig Kimbrell had 3 pitch clock violations in 1 inning yesterday.
That's a disaster. It's like June, dude. It's figured out.
Is it a record? It's actually not, because Kenley Jansen did the same thing earlier this season. So it's like a former Dodger thing.
Kenley Jansen can kick rocks. I do not like Kenley Jansen at all.
Let's do a really rocky transition and just mention our friends at Game Time, because listen, they're our peeps. They are getting us the best deals on tickets you're gonna find. Buying tickets to your favorite event should not be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to get tickets for sports, music, comedy, theater, any show that's going on that's happening near you. You can find a ticket to. They've got killer deals on last minute tickets and their best price guarantee, so you can stop stressing over tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. This is what I'm going to have to do for the Taylor Swift concert. I'm going to wait until the absolute last second and hopefully spend under 4 figures. That's my goal.
That is the goal.
That's the goal.
Oh,
and I will literally wait until 8 o'clock until I buy tickets. It's going to be a rough scene.
I saw a video the other day on the internet of like a bunch of dads standing outside. They're just like all in like cargo shorts and Air Monarchs and waiting
like pacing
for,
around
yeah, exactly.
and like waiting
just
for their daughters, worried about them.
Yep, that was good.
They could have bought a last minute ticket probably and gotten a pretty good deal, gotten to see what all the fuss is about.
It's a lot of fuss. I mean, as you know, obviously.
I mean, I'm participating in the fuss.
You are part of the fuss.
I'm a part of the fuss.
You can watch Shohei Ohtani play for $22 when the Angels are here.
That's a really good deal.
Field. Yep.
He's, of course, putting together another historic season, per usual.
Guy is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. $22. I love that. That's next weekend. But yeah, use Game Time to get those last minute deals. Don't plan in advance. You can just snag tickets without the stress on Game Time. So download the Game Time app, open an account, use code DNVR, and you are getting $20 off your first purchase. So you could be going to that game for $2, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Basically a free Rockies game.
Basically a free Rockies game. Lots of money for beer free to get after. All right, so create an account, use code DNVR, and download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Let's talk about our friends at Breckenridge Brewery. I think we drank all the Breck in the bar between Monday and yesterday. They've been crushing it. But the beer of the month is the Mountain Beach Sour. They've got a beer for every occasion, though. There's no better way to watch a game than having some Breck Brew. And they've been doing it for 32 years.
And their beer of the month is also obviously our beer of the month at the DNVR bar. So it's discounted as well. Mountain Beach Sour. Incredible logoing on that and an incredible beer. I'm not a big sour fan, but I will drink a Mountain Beach.
I was going to say, like, if you are not quite a sours person, like, this one works. Like, I don't like sours.
Yeah.
But, like, I love the Mountain Beach Sour.
Mountain Beach is fire.
Yeah.
It is really good.
Yeah. But, yeah, Breck Brew, they've been doing it for 32 years. It all comes down to their love and passion for making good beer, made with 100% renewable energy. And they've got a brew for every occasion. And they have the Good Company hard seltzer, which I have not had in a while, and that's kind of a problem.
I had quite a few a couple weekends ago.
Oh my gosh.
They are one of the best seltzers out there, if not the best. Like all these other companies, everybody makes a seltzer now. You know, like 5 years ago, a seltzer wasn't a thing, and now every company has one.
Everyone has a seltzer
now. But Good
now.
Company is the best one.
Oh my! They have a honeydew seltzer.
Yeah,
you would never think a honeydew seltzer would be like the seltzer.
No,
it's
and
very
it's
good.
super low key, and they're not like they don't taste like overly sweet. They do the seltzer really well.
Good. All right, let's tie up our loose ends here. Coco Montes. We're gonna get into our best of the week. Coco Montes debuted earlier this week, and we got to talk to him afterwards. Like, what a time to be Coco Montes. But we had a chance to talk to him. Kale, do you have that video loaded?
Yep.
Can we play it? Yep. All right, so here's what Coco Montes had to say about his debut, where he also hit his first major league home run.
I chased the first pitch slider, so I just kind of felt like he was probably going to throw it again, and he gave me a good pitch to hit and got some wood on it, and things went well.
What he said before a game that you have a good composure, you don't get rattled. Was the heart beating a little bit quicker than normal in that first at bat? And how about in the bottom of the eighth as well?
I think it was beating a little fast until I caught that first pop-up. After that, it kind of calmed down a little bit. I was actually surprised at how calm I was in the box in my first at-bat. I thought I was going to be a lot more nervous.
You had a really eventful day, you know, a hit, a home run, a collision in the outfield. What are you taking away from this debut day?
It was awesome. You know, I couldn't have drew it up any better. We got the win at the end, Nolan Jones walk-off. It was just a great day all around.
Just like such a great day all around. Like the way I talk about baseball is like how I'd be like, oh my God, did you see what she was wearing?
He was like, whoa, I guess I got to answer this.
Coco was not ready. Coco's ready for the majors. He was not ready for my line of questioning.
No, it takes a special kind of person to be Suzie ready.
No one's Suzie ready.
No.
So that was my absolute favorite moment of the week. Let's preview the rest of the Atlanta series. We got 3 games left. Tonight, Friday night, 5:20 Mountain Time, Dinelson Lamet is starting. He will be facing left-handed pitcher Jared Schuster. Schuster called up to the Braves at the start of this season. He's been up and down a few times. He's got a 5.05 ERA through his 7 starts. Meanwhile, on the other side of this, we have Lamet. He has a 10.38 ERA. He has a 13.17 ERA in his last 7 games. 3 of those were starts. This is like the crazy thing. I looked at his career ERA. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's his career ERA got to be? It's 4.46. Like, he used to be so good.
He used to be, when he was a Padre, he was solid.
Was so
I remember him being really good.
Like, he was in the Cy Young conversation in the 2020 season, so, like, doesn't even count. But still, I'm like, but he still has such a low career ERA. Like, if he had a 4.46 ERA at Coors Field, like, that would be good.
Oh, 100%.
That would be a good ERA.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you have that little, disclaimer. There should be an asterisk, like pitches games at Coors Field.
Yes.
For your ERA, because it's not even just the air. It's the ballpark's huge. There's singles. There's, but the ball doesn't break as much, and that's like factual.
Yes.
But
science.
when he starts, like, I may or may not be on the DraftKings app right now looking at the Braves over-under and runs.
That's what you're doing. Oh, my God. Yeah, please tell us what the over-under is right now.
Okay. I'm not betting this for the record.
We're just acknowledging it.
Yeah, we're just acknowledging
it.
That the Braves team total for tonight is...
Ooh.
Give me your guess.
Okay, I'm going to guess 7.
Wow.
Is it higher or lower?
5.5.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, Rockies.
Minus 140, so you have to bet a little more to win, but are they going to score 6 runs tonight? Probably.
I think there's a really good chance. They scored 8 runs last night off of Kyle freaking Freeland.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. If Kyle Freeland is saying that this is a lineup that's going to expose every pitching mistake you make,
there might be a few pitching mistakes
tonight. I think there might be a few pitching mistakes tonight.
Can I say that I think I saw Patrick's video. We missed Spencer Strider this series.
Yes, we did. Thank God.
No, he's so fun.
I know, but like he's
he
also so good.
Out 12 Rockies in 4 innings, but it would have been fun. It
would have been fun.
Nasty.
I mean, I do enjoy the greatness. I just would prefer the greatness to stay away from the opposing teams.
When it's us, yes.
When they're facing us. But yeah, Friday, 5:20 Mountain Time. Saturday, it's a 2:10 Mountain Time game. And Sunday, we have a little baseball and brunch, 11:35 Mountain Time. And then Patrick and I will be back in this studio on Sunday after the Rockies game. We're going to break down the whole rest of this Atlanta series. We're going to preview Cincy. They're going to Ohio. I love Ohio. Cincinnati's fun.
Cincinnati's
that's a ballpark that you would vibe in.
Yes, that's a good ballpark. I've never been there, but it's just seeing it on TV.
It is like, I'm going to say it's the New Orleans of Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Ohio's actually low-key way cooler than it sounds when you say Ohio.
Is it just because I've like Stockholm syndromed everyone into like, because I talk about Ohio so much?
Well, me being a golf guy, there's incredible golf in Ohio.
Right.
And there's like 3 major cities. That's what's crazy too.
Yeah.
There's Cleveland, there's Cincinnati, and then there's like there's like a million colleges there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Columbus
it's just a random.
Is a pretty big. Columbus has an NHL team.
Yeah. See, so it's like a random, just
it's such a random place.
State. Like
it's so random.
But when you say Ohio, you're like, yeah, whatever.
But Cincinnati, right outside of the ballpark, there's a whole block that is like pedestrian only, and it's just bars on each side. And you can also there's a lot of open container areas, so like you can walk up to the ballpark with a beer in your hand.
Really?
The New Orleans of Ohio.
I love that.
Cincinnati.
We got to be New Orleans for like 3 days, the last couple days. And
There have been no
now
laws.
I can't carry a 6-pack in my backpack walking down the street anymore and just opening it up, unfortunately.
There were no freaking laws here the past few days, and now we all have to go back to reality.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's okay.
You're
Well,
going to have
with
like a
time,
baby
this
like
will
any
pass.
second now, so.
Yeah, my life is going to significantly change here.
Yeah, I hope you
day.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, right? I did. I left no stone unturned.
Spencer, tell us where we can follow you on social media.
On Twitter at Big Drive Spence, and then on Instagram at Big Drive Spence as well. I had a tweet from 2019 go viral this past week.
Oh, yes,
so that
congratulations.
was hype. Thank you.
Please tell everyone about your viral tweet before we close out the show.
So in July of 2019, I was really feeling the Nuggets apparently, and I had a couple of tweets that ended up getting on ESPN, SportsCenter. So I was pretty hyped about
You
that.
called your shot.
Yeah, I did,
You said that they were going to win.
and they did it.
They did it.
I looked right for once.
I love when the takes age like a fine wine.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of mine don't, but
Listen, most takes do not age
as long
well,
as one
but
does
that
every
was
4
good.
years. Now I will tweet my 2027 Rockies World Series win right now,
Thank you.
and then
I think 2027 is reasonable.
we can be back here and talk about that after our own parade.
We're not going anywhere.
No.
Yo, I would cry at a Rockies parade. I was thinking that at the Nuggets parade. I was like, if this were the Rockies, I would be sobbing.
Oh yeah, it Rockies would hit me pretty, and maybe it's just because now I know it just seems so like I just wish they would have done it in 07, and then I would have had the whole all 4 just completed as of the Nuggets title
Yeah.
in my life, and I could die happy.
And now you can't
but
die
now I
happy.
can't.
Now
I'm
you just
gonna
have to stay alive.
I'm going to be wearing my Rockies jersey when I'm 75 years old, saying I've been waiting for this for 75 years. Like, I'm ready for that. I know it's going to happen. I'm ready.
I love it. Wow, it really does take me forever to close out a show because I get so sidetracked. Even doing something as simple as saying goodbye. Kale, where can we follow you on social media? At Kale Sorbo with 2 L's. You can follow all the latest tweets from me at the Suzie Hunter, not just on Twitter, on all platforms. And you can find all of the latest Rockies news at DNVR_Rockies. And Spencer, you know what we say about me closing out a show?
You don't know how to do it.
I clearly don't. This is an absolute train wreck, but we are going to do it all over again on Sunday. We will talk to you then.